Chris Christie. Poor guy has really hit a snag in terms of his reputation. And I wanted to talk about what this implies for others who are thinking about their leadership and how their reputation could easily be lost. Warren Buffett is often quoted as saying it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to lose it. I think the timing might be a little bit off, but here's why. It takes a long, long time for people to trust you and think positively about you based on the kinds of things that you do. But the minute you do something wrong, people are going to start judging you and start determining whether you're trustworthy and whether they should conclude positively or negatively about you. In Chris Christie's case, we were told that something happened at the George Washington Bridge for sure, meaning that someone in his administration is responsible for stopping traffic at the bridge earlier last year. But what we now know is that someone in his administration was doing this perhaps with his knowledge. And whether that is true or not, it points out one of the problems in terms of reputation management, which is that even if it isn't true, people will perceive that to be true, and you are condemned before you've even had an opportunity to try to correct the position. What are some of the things you can do when you are accused of something, whether it's true or not, to try to help rebuild your reputation? And what should Chris Christie do? The first thing you should do is admit your mistakes. And what he did do immediately was fire people who were responsible or seemingly responsible for this. But he did not take personal ownership for that problem. The second thing that you have to do is try to understand that people are wondering, how is this going to be different in the future? How do we know that Chris Christie won't stop traffic another time or do something else? And in fact, other allegations have come out that only support the thesis that he will do other things. You have to try to tell people what you have changed and what you have done in your administration, in his case, to try to make things go more smoothly and for this never to happen again. And perhaps more important than anything else, you need to be contrite and show that you're sorry about what happened and that you are ultimately responsible for what happens in your company or your administration in the case of Chris Christie. If Chris Christie had done these things, and if many of the other executives who get in trouble could come clean, admit their mistakes, be more transparent about what's going on, and try to paint a better vision for the future, I think many of these problems would go away more quickly.